Hey everybody, this is going to be part 2 of your 13.4 inverse trig function notes. Hopefully these extra examples will help you guys out, and you guys will have to do the homework on, I believe it's day number 7 on your timeline, which is going to be the 13.4 homework out of your book. Again, leave me a comment on Google Classroom if something doesn't kind of click with you, but hopefully these extra examples really will. The first types of problems we're going to make sure that we can do without a calculator, because they all come from special reference angles or the families of 30, 45, or 60, or they might end up on an axis, which are the quadrannals, and we should be able to do those without a calculator as well. So whenever you see an inverse trig function problem, the first thing you should do is think about what equation would it come from. So what I would think about is that this comes from the tangent of a missing angle is equal to rad 3 over 1. Now it's beneficial to make it into a fraction so you can really understand what is the opposite side and the adjacent side. So rad 3 has to be the opposite side and 1 has to be the adjacent side. Now if I remember all my special triangles, I realize that rad 3 and 1 would be the legs of a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So what I'll do is I'll kind of draw this situation out. Well, a lot of people don't realize there's actually 2 scenarios where this could be true. You could draw a first quadrant angle, make your triangle, and you could put across from it, or the opposite side is rad 3, the adjacent side is 1. Now when you do that, you know that it's a 60-degree reference angle. But if you understand that all students take classes, there is another scenario for this. Both of them could be negative, because a negative rad 3 divided by a negative 1 would end up being a positive rad 3. So I could draw the same reference angle and a triangle in the third quadrant. Reference angle would be 60 degrees. But now the opposite side would not be positive rad 3, it'd be negative rad 3, and the adjacent side would not be positive 1, but it would be negative 1. And now if I did the tangent of this angle, negative rad 3 divided by negative 1 is positive rad 3. But I do not have to worry about that, which is kind of nice. Whenever you're using your calculator to check these answers, you'll realize that there were restricted answers that we talked about in our guided notes. So inverse tangent can only give me a solution that is in between negative 90 and positive 90. So if I remember the restrictions for inverse tangent using a calculator, I'll realize that I wasn't going to focus on that third quadrant scenario anyways. So when I look at this, I look at the overall angle, and the overall angle would be start at 0, go up 60 degrees, so the reference angle and the final answer angle are the same. So again, you could check that in your calculator, and your calculator would say 60 degrees, but make sure you're in degree mode. If you change your calculator into radian mode, this would give us the radian solution, but it gives us the decimal approximation because we know 60 degrees is pi thirds radians. Now again, if you do this in your calculator, you're not going to get pi thirds, but you'll get what 3.14 divided by 3 is in decimal format, because it gives you a rounded decimal, a rounded radian answer. All right, one more of those, and then we'll switch off, and we only have 3 examples today. So, and again, you can pause the video right now, copy all that down. You guys can just watch, listen, and then pause and copy. That might be the best way to kind of do these notes and to make sure everything makes sense.